Hi everyone, thank you for joining us. Now, we got a question in our community and I thought I'd best answer it and help you with this in the community. We've also posted it to YouTube for everyone else who wants to watch as well. We covered a little bit about how many hours a week you need to do, and we ascertained in the previous video that it is actually +1 your age. Now, if you haven't seen this video yet, we will actually put this video in the description below and you can click that YouTube link as well. Now, what we did ascertain within this video was that out of the +1 year age, so if you're 9 years of age, your son or daughter needs to be doing 10 hours a week. So let's imagine we've got a player who's 10 years old. In fact, I've just said that wrong. I said, let's imagine we've got a player who's 9 years old, +1 their age, which equals 10 hours a week, okay? Then what we taught you in the previous video was that 70% of your week needs to be football related. So we covered things like, for that, training, games, position-specific training, private training, maybe the football blueprint training, which we've got as part of our community, which is included free in our community. So could be the football blueprint. It could be our football mental strength training program, which we've got there for you as well. And again, that's all included in our school community. You've also can see that across along the top of this video. If anyone's not in our school community, you can join up for $37 a month. Now, also, we then ascertained that 30% of your week needs to be non-football. Now, a lot of people were asking, well, what's in the non-football category? So some of the things that are non-football is basically anything that's not football. So one of the topics that, and the reason we're writing this video, is about recoveries. So it could be a recovery run. It could be a swim. It could be basketball. It could be touch football. Any other sport other than football. Now, when we're talking about recovery running, okay, one of the questions we got in this community was, when we do recovery running, how do we do recovery running? What can we do to do the recovery running? So there's a couple of ways we can do it. You can get a heart rate monitor. You can use a smartwatch. Or there's a really cool device out there now, and I'm actually wearing one. It's called the Whoop. And all we need to be able to do, the importance of having a heart rate monitor, a smartwatch, or a Whoop, is basically just to get a reading on what your heart rate is. Now, when we are looking at doing a recovery run, you've got 5 different zones that your heart rate goes in. And these zones are listed 1 to 5. And I'll include a little bit of an image here for you quickly, just to show you the different heart rate zones. So obviously 1 being the easiest, which means you're pretty much at a walking pace. And then all the way through to 5, which is where you're going to your maximum output, which means you are sprinting non-stop, okay? Now, to get into a recovery zone, you need to be in between heart rate zone 1 and 2. And in an ideal world, I'd be looking for all of my players to be in a heart rate zone 1 when we're doing recoveries. Now, for some of you, when you're monitoring on your watch, your Whoop, or your smart device, or your heart rate monitor, you need to be checking it, whether you've got your phone on yet, or you've actually got your Apple Watch, or whatever it may be. You need to be checking it. Now, there's a couple of ways of working out where your heart rate should be, and I'm also going to include this into this video. Now, the best way to attack this is once you work out what your heart rate is, then we can organize the next part for you. Now, if you're wondering how to work out your son or daughter's, or for yourself, your heart rate zone, so You might be, as an example, for heart rate zone 1, which is this bit that we said was easy, you might need to be less than 90 beats per minute, okay? It might be 100 beats per minute. I'll include it in the description below in the video, and you can have a little look at that for yourselves to work out which zone you need to be in. So when you're in that heart rate zone 1 to 2, that means your body's actually recovering whilst you're doing that exercise. Now, some of you might say, look, to be in my heart rate zone 1, I've literally got to walk. I can't even do a recovery run. Well, so be it. That's fine. Now, also, one of the big things is people are asking, how long should I be recovering for each day? So after a heavy session, you can actually recover straight after that session if you have time to do so. But also, believe it or not, you can actually try and recover the next morning after as well. So if you're getting in from training at 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, go home, refuel, hydrate, get yourself to bed. Then when you wake up in the morning, you can then start to recover as well. So by doing that recovery run or walk. Now, as you get better at this, what you'll find is if you are originally walking when you first try this, as your heart rate gets better and you get fitter, you will find that as you will be able to start jogging and you'll still be in heart rate zone 1. And for some of you, if you get your fitness levels up that high, you'll actually be in a little bit of a semi-jog, semi-sprint, and you'll still be able to maintain in heart rate 1 and 2, which means you're going to be recovering for your body. So I hope this helps everyone. So remember, some of the key takeaways are, guys, maybe try and think about, if you don't have one, get a heart rate monitor, get a smartwatch, or potentially look at getting a Whoop. For me personally, I've got the Whoop and I've got the Apple Watch. I think any sort of smartwatch for me is the best way to go to attack this, because you can actually see on your screen as you're working out your actual heart rate and where it is. You can even, with some of the fancier watches, including the Apple Watch, you can set your heart rate monitor to alert. So when it's recording your heart rate, let's say anything below 110 beats per minute, and you get to 112, which means you're now going into zone 3, okay? That means you're not recovering. That means you're working. So then that means if you're jogging, you would then need to go down to a walk, and then hopefully you would bring your heart rate down. So guys, I hope this helps everyone. A big thank you. Keep posting them questions into the community. I love doing videos for you. And again, if I don't claim to know everything, but if I don't know something, I'll certainly reach out to my contacts in the world game throughout Europe and England and the UK, and we'll get the answer for you within 48 hours. Guys, have a great day, and I look forward to sharing more knowledge with you